Hey everyone, so I was looking for a tiny desktop that could actually handle some real work without taking up my whole desk, and most of the cheap ones I tried either choked on multitasking or sounded like a jet engine. Then I found this Dell OptiPlex 7020 Micro. It's basically a full-powered PC squeezed into something that fits behind a monitor. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First thing that surprised me was how quiet it is. I've had many PCs that were like a small fan on full blast, but this one stays cool enough that I forget it's even there. That's a big deal if you're working in a shared space or just trying to keep the peace at home. It's also small enough to mount on the back of a monitor arm or tuck into a cable management box, so it doesn't eat up desk real estate. I've got a 27-inch monitor and the whole setup still feels like it's floating. Performance-wise, the 14th Gen Intel i5-14500T with 14 cores is no joke for everyday stuff. I've got about 20 Chrome tabs open, a couple of Slack channels, and a Zoom call running, and it barely breaks a sweat. The 32GB of DDR5 RAM means I can actually run Docker containers or a local dev server without the system grinding to a halt. And the 1TB NVMe SSD is lightning fast. Booting up Windows 11 Pro takes about 10 seconds, and loading large files feels instant. I've used cheaper mini PCs that crawl when you push them, but this one keeps up with real workloads. Connectivity is another area where most tiny PCs drop the ball, but the OptiPlex 7020 Micro actually gives you what you need. It's got dual DisplayPort outputs plus HDMI, so you can run two 4K monitors without any adapters. There's also Wi-Fi 6E built in, which is great if you're trying to future-proof your setup or just sick of spotty Wi-Fi on older hardware. Plus, it has a handful of USB-A and USB-C ports up front and in the back, so you're not constantly hunting for dongles. I've plugged in everything from a webcam to an external SSD without any issues. One thing I really like is that it's business-ready out of the box. Windows 11 Pro is pre-installed, and Dell's BIOS is locked down, which is handy if you're using it for work. I don't have to worry about bloatware slowing things down, and the TPM 2.0 chip makes it easier to set up BitLocker if you need encryption. It's also easy to swap out the RAM or SSD later if you want to upgrade, so it's not a dead-end purchase. Now, it's not perfect for everyone. The integrated graphics are fine for office work and light photo editing, but if you're doing heavy video editing or gaming, you'll want a dedicated GPU. Also, because it's so compact, there's not a ton of room for extra cooling, so it can get a little warm under sustained heavy loads. But for most people who just need a reliable, quiet desktop for productivity, it's a solid choice. So if you're tired of mini PCs that can't keep up or towers that take over your desk, this Dell OptiPlex 7020 Micro might be exactly what you need. Check it out using the link below. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Dell OptiPlex 7020 Micro Desktop PC, Intel i5-14500T 14-core, 32GB DDR5, 1TB NVMe SSD, Wi-Fi 6E, dual DisplayPort, HDMI, ultra-compact business computer, Windows 11 Pro sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like powerful 14th Gen Intel performance and fast memory and lightning storage actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like Dell OptiPlex 7020 Micro Desktop PC, Intel i5-14500T 14-core, 32GB DDR5, 1TB NVMe SSD, Wi-Fi 6E, dual DisplayPort, HDMI, ultra-compact business computer, Windows 11 Pro usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.